Hi, this is Dr. Richard Ruling, here to share with you on the Total Health Channel. The goal is to do these once or twice a week, especially toward the weekend, so that there's viewing available. And with that in mind, I will start this little teleprompter that helps me cover the words right. This is about the failure of religion in politics, and a new book that shows how U.S. got to globalism in Revelation 13. Need to start this actually. The majority of Congress claimed to be Protestant, but they failed to protest the Pope's visit when he was here and had no visit or business, rather, promoting Sunday in his encyclical, Laudato Si, which is really about the blessings of the Eucharist on Sunday. But his insight on how to help the U.S. economy is hugely questioned, because if he were so good about economic ideas, why are so many millions wanting to come to the U.S. from his area down south of the border for better opportunities? It would really be far better for health, economy, and the greenhouse gases to promote a plant-based diet. There's excellent evidence on YouTube that plant-based diets can reverse disease, they cost less, and they don't use up the natural resources that animal foods do. For example, for every 100 calories that a cow eats and consumes, it returns you only 4 calories, and that those 4 calories have the risk of heart disease, cancer, diabetes, arthritis, and other chronic diseases. So bottom line, we get cholesterol and fat and bad stuff from the animal foods, and since the Pope came here, and that was his primary focus, was to help the economy and the greenhouse gases, we would do much better if we focused not with what the Pope is saying, but health reform, which came out of the U.S. Senate Select Committee in the 1970s that we haven't looked at. Now, getting back to the biblical view that the U.S. pioneers had, they saw that the sea beast of Revelation 13, 1 and 2, was really the papacy that they had fled in the old world, from the old world. Its description included this sea beast had a mouth like a lion, feet like a bear, looked like a leopard, but had the total of 7 heads and 10 horns from the beasts in Daniel 7, those beasts that the papacy had survived. The description in Daniel 7 was a little horn that grew out of the 4th beast, which was the Roman Empire. No question about that. And all the Protestant reformers understood or recognized, considered that little horn to be the papacy, because it did the things that the little horn is described as doing. It changed times and laws. The times were we have a Gregorian calendar. The months don't begin with a new moon like they used to. And the abuse of killing Protestants during the Dark Ages, the wearing out the patience of the saints, change of laws too with the 10 Commandments. We see that if you compare a catechism, there's no second commandment that forbids image worship. And the Sabbath commandment, the 4th, was changed to Sunday. And then to still have 10 commandments, we have the 10th commandment divided, so that they still manage to have 10. Revelation 13 is really clear that the dragon, or devil, in Revelation 12, gave the papacy its power, its authority, and it had a deadly wound, which was considered to be the Protestant Reformation. But the deadly wound was healed, it says, and we see just last year the joint communion of Lutherans with the papacy, Catholic Church, so that this Bible is really right on target with a span of 2,000 years ahead of time. We see what's happening. It's worth our look now at this point. The prophecy has included, the land beast as well. It comes out of the earth in Revelation 13, verse 11. It had 2 horns like a lamb, but it spoke like a dragon. And the speaking is really the legislation, because we're compelling the world to go along with a new world order, which is an image beast of the old world order. The two horns that the land beast had no crown. So this is a government without a king and a church without a pope. Protestant America. It causes fire to come down from heaven, and that was Hiroshima, Nagasaki. It has the power to do things that other countries are afraid to go against us. But bottom line is that it also makes this image to the previous papal beast. An image is a look-alike. It will look like the papacy because of so many Catholic nations in the United Nations that will vote what the Pope wants. And the Pope looks like a very tolerant guy. He will go along with anything, it seems like. So people favor that. But bottom line is we began a different nation, and why should we surrender our sovereignty and superiority to a mess of nations that are begging for our money? Bottom line is that it will happen again with a new world order looking like the papacy, because the clues in Revelation 13 verses 14 to 18 suggest false worship. And we see it even has a clue with 666. If you add up the Roman numerals from the Pope's crown, vicarious filii Dei, adds up to 666 in Roman numerals. You can Google it to find out how that is so. The Pope will ride the beast of the New World Order, as shown by half a dozen texts in verses in Revelation 17, where the clues can only fit the papacy as a mother of harlots. It's a mother church, and those other churches don't protest her anymore, happy to go along with what the mother wants, apparently. And bottom line is this harlot is involved with governments, seeking governments to do her bidding, and that's why the Pope comes here to try to get us to make a law for Sunday. But, you know, how does that fit with the Sabbath and people who believe that God made the Sabbath as a memorial to creation? Christ honored the Sabbath. He said, not one jot or tittle will pass from the law till all is fulfilled. And yet here we come wanting to do something different in this country that we've done well for 200 years, but lately we're on the moral skids because of so many people coming into our country that don't share the same values that the pioneers had. So, bottom line, for a new book that helps expose the massive abuses of Americans, including tax monies that are sent by the millions and billions to the Vatican, okay? How does that happen? Get the book. I have it. Sorry, it's Turkey Soup for the Soul. I'm sorry, not Chicken Soup for the Soul, but Turkey Soup for people who are chicken about the end times. And its subtitle is How 9/11 Signals a Time of Judgment for the U.S. in 2019. We all respect 9/11 as something huge, but go to the Amazon on Saturday tomorrow, really, January 5. You can get a free copy of this book, ebook. If you don't have Kindle, you can download an app that lets you read their ebooks online on your computer or your phone. And if you miss the free copy tomorrow on January 5, it's still only $1. This is designed to help encourage the readership and review. Please read it to consider evidence of Rome's role in the assassination of Lincoln and J.F. Kennedy, and how Reagan went along after he took a bullet. Visit the link in the description box below to get your copy. God bless you, and even if you can't bless America because of its abominations, thank you for giving this a look. Like it below, share it with your friends, and see you again next time. Thank you. God bless you.